What if I told you that this little box in my hand could add over 100 brake horsepower to my G90 M5 in just a few minutes? Today, we're going to be putting that to the test. Oh my God! This car is going to be hitting the dyno to see what power she makes stock, as well as with the new piggyback ECU. I'm also going to be testing some real life 0 to 60 figures on the car as well. Launch control is activating and we go. Loads of wheel spin. The M5 has now got a new exhaust. It's been down with the guys at Miltech for a brand new axle back. An axle back system essentially just replaces the back box, so the sound that you're going to get from this will sound like how the car should have from factory. So I'll give you some revs now so you can hear it. So as I said earlier, this is just the axle back, so the only part that's been replaced at the moment is the back box. But I want something a little bit more. I want to go for a full OPF back, that way it will still be legal. So the car is going back to Miltech very shortly to hopefully turn it up a little bit more. And that system should be available soon, as well as the axle back. But I absolutely love how these tips look. So I'm down at TDI Tuning with Stephen, and Stephen, can you explain to the guys what this box is actually going to do?
Sure. Well, the objective obviously of this piece of equipment is to increase the performance of this piece of equipment. So we're looking for obviously increased power and torque. 4.4 V8, twin turbo, married up to the hybrid on this. It's going to be absolutely perfect.
How does it work though?
So this device will communicate with your already onboard ECU. So look, people know these systems as tuning boxes, but technically they are a piggyback ECU that sits in line with your existing ECUs in the car. So we're transferring data on the fly back to the ECU to get our target performance figures.
What are we going to be doing? We're going to be dyno in the car stock.
Installing today.
Yep.
You want to have a play with the car on the road, right?
Yep.
Over the next few days. Next Tuesday, we're on the rollers.
Wicked. I'm going to go right now and test the 0 to 60 to see what this car does first before we actually install this though.
No problem.
So before we tune the car, I'm now going to test what 0 to 60 this car does stock. And in my hands, I have a Draggy device and the Draggy app. This is going to allow me to get an accurate 0 to 60 time recorded, which I'll show you guys in just a second. And then that way I've got a bit of a baseline of what the car does now, so then I can compare it to what it's like once it's tuned. At the moment though, it is 4 degrees outside and the roads are a little bit wet, so we might not get the best 0 to 60 time, but it's worth giving it a little test. I'm gonna be honest though, I feel like this car doesn't actually need the extra power, because every single gear you get them, you get them electric motors kicking in first of all, and then the V8 kind of just carries it all the way through the rev range, and it is so fast. We've got traction off at the moment, hence it getting a little bit slippery just then, but yeah, I'm interested to see what this is going to get 0 to 60, because even then that was sort of top of second, third gear, and we had a little bit of wheel spin then in four-wheel drive mode, so it's going to be interesting. Let's see if the launch control will activate. Launch control is activating and we go. Loads of wheel spin, but it feels quick. That was 60. So I've just pulled over to check the result, and that was with loads of wheel spin, 3.9 seconds, which I'll show on the screen now. This looks like a slightly drier patch. Launch control activated. Oh, it's not! That was 60. We'll give it another try. Mate, that launch is ridiculous. I'm going to give it one more try because it doesn't seem to be gripping very well at all at the moment, given the conditions. But let's go. Again. Another thing I want to mention is that this car has the factory hand-cooked tyres on it at the moment, and I personally don't think they're doing this car no justice. I'm pretty sure if we put a set of PS4S's on this, providing you could find some that would work with a weight limit, they would massively outperform these, because I don't think it should be spinning as much as what it is off the initial launch, because the roads are damp, but they're not ridiculously damp. My G90 M4 would have much better grip in terms of launching in these sort of conditions than what this has, and I think that's purely down to the tyres. So I've just stopped in a petrol station quickly because it needed fuel after that, just to double check what we got, and to be honest, the only valid time I've got is a 3.4 seconds, which I think is pretty decent considering the weather. Yeah, this car's definitely got a lot more in it, but it's kind of annoying because we can't really get an accurate representation of what this car can do. Hopefully after my car is tuned, we've then got a decent benchmark to go from. So the engineer from TDI Tuning's just turned up. He's going to work on getting it popped in the car now, and in just a few minutes we're going to have a lot more power. Let's go. So the box is all installed now. That genuinely took around 15 to 20 minutes to have installed, and it's literally installed just here, and all the loom and everything's been run along with the factory wiring. So realistically, if that box wasn't there, you wouldn't even know that this has been installed. So the nice thing about this TDI tuning box is it connects to a phone app. I'm going to give it to the man that knows what he's talking about to explain it.
So the TDI tuning app is obviously paired up to the equipment here. So this particular device has 7 programs. So as you can see, if I roll down through here, you'll see the tuning system actually reflects instantly what's on the screen. So if I bring it closer, the box is actually upside down. So you'll see here, if I press the button, instantly rolls between. So
obviously this has 7 settings on it at the moment. Am I right in thinking that 1 will be the lowest amount of power, and then all the way up to 7, which will be the most we're getting?
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, so everything's incremental, so we build it in such a way you get all the options. So you may not want to have peak performance all the time, so you can obviously roll back down to 1 of the 7 programs.
Cool. And just another one as well. Yeah. Obviously this has the 7 settings, 7 being the highest. Is there going to be any more wear on the engine running it at the highest, or would you say that they're all like the same as each other?
Look, if you're tuning a car,
yep,
and if you're driving it hard and gunning it obviously all the time,
yep,
inevitably you will start to wear components on the car, but we are nowhere near that threshold.
Okay, cool.
Program 7, we've already built a huge margin into that.
Yep.
Now, in theory, we could go up to program 10 if you want to. We've got huge margins built into program 7. So program 7 for us gives us a nice big safety margin, gives you huge amounts of performance gains.
Wicked.
But you're well and truly in safe territory.
Oh, very good.
Let's go.
So we've just jumped in the car now for a first drive. We're going to go find some decent roads and catch up with you guys in a second. Yeah, there's a little bit of a difference there, isn't there? Especially in terms of torque.
This is it. But this thing's all about opening it up. Mate,
that torque is mad, isn't it?
That's what I mean. That's what it's about though, with this car. You know, horsepower sells cars, torque moves them.
Oh mate, 3rd gear.
Jesus Christ.
That is mental, isn't it?
Just moving my organs around.
When you first put your foot down, it feels similar, but then it feels like
it's a blended tune.
That mid-range comes in very, very hard.
Yes, we're tuning up there, yeah. So the thing is, well, obviously with all of our tuning, we're really cautious, obviously, with not wanting to like spoil the setup of the car.
Yep.
Pump it down here. And
mate, that is mental. That is doing me stomach in even driving. Right, so we're hooked up with the Draggy app again. We're going to test the launch control.
Oh, Draggy, I just managed to caught the Draggy mid-air.
That was way quicker. Jesus Christ.
Fucking hell.
Woo. That was good.
You hear it slipping though, right?
Yeah, it's got still loads of wheel spin. Really strong. It's these tyres though. It comes with Hankooks from factory.
They're a good tyre. There are better. There are better, but they're not a bad tyre.
Right, we'll give it another test. The go around, we'll do 2 more on camera, and then we've got a bit of a baseline where we can compare it to the others. All right, you ready?
Right.
Yeah.
The window gone.
That was a good launch. That was a good launch. That's a 2.9 with better conditions.
That's definitely a sub 3 seconds.
100%.
But like I said, don't forget we've not tuned this car for 0 to 60s.
Yep.
You get it because it's a part of the setup, but we don't tune cars for 0 to 60.
Rolling acceleration.
If you want a map that's for that, no problem, we'll do it for you.
Yep.
But it's about driving the car. It's about what you're going to get out of this on a day-to-day basis. And I'm sure you'd rather us sacrifice 0 to 60 for everyday driving ability and pleasure.
100%. So, all day long, well, especially even earlier, them little blasts in like third gear plus for overtaking. I think a lot of things on the road would struggle to. You can safely overtake everyone now. Right, should we head back on a little bit of a slower one now because I feel sick driving this.
You're right. You say you need me to drive?
No, I just feel car sick from launching.
Mate, I'll drive. It's not a problem.
no chance. Have you subscribed to the AUTOID YouTube channel yet? If your answer is no, then please subscribe now. Cheers. So the M5 is on the dyno at the moment. The tuning box is unplugged, so we're going to get a stock reading and see what this car produces. From factory, it says they should be around 720 brake horsepower, so we'll see how close it kind of comes to that. At the moment, the car only has a back box from Miltech, so the car is bone stock. Other than that, let's see what power this car makes. So the car stock just made 724.9 horsepower and over 1,000 Newton meters of torque, 1,035 Newton meters of torque. So that is over what BMW actually quoted. It's time to get the tuning box plugged in. As you can see, it's currently unplugged, and we'll see what it runs with the tuning box. He's holding it there. So I've just jumped in the car for this one. He's currently putting the car into the dyno mode. As you can see on the dash at the moment, it's got a chassis dyno mode. So the final figure we've got from fitting the tuning box is 850 brake horsepower and 1,242 Newton meters of torque. And that's the graph up there. What I'm going to do is get the guys to print off a stock versus this, and we can get a bit of a better comparison. So it turns out that this little tuning box was probably one of the best bang for buck value mods I've ever done. And if you do want one, they're available in the AUTOID store. Use code YouTube5 and you'll get a discount. Also, make sure you check the store out because every week we're launching new products for this car and this platform. We already have a very extensive catalogue available for this car or any other car. So make sure you check it out and use code YouTube5. So what I'm going to do is quickly take a few members of staff from AUTOID out for a little drive and get their reaction. So at the moment we've got Joe and Kai in the car. Let's go give it a quick little rip, a little pull. Oh my days!
Can I lift this riddle headrest? My feet are lifting up. I was holding my phone about like it was just like pressed against my hand fully.
Ollie just waved as though it was a roller coaster. Didn't you do like a track day in a Lambo once? Yeah. Oh my god!
Go on, boy.
Oh, really this time? Oh my god! I start getting really good at it when you start slowing down. See, now I got it. This is good.
Ready? Come on! Mate, this thing hooks up.
It's alright, isn't it?
For a big heavy car, it hooks up. You can hear it like scat a little bit.
Shitting myself.
Don't put your pants loaded.
Can't deal. Get me back to my desk.
Oh my god.
I was more worried that you weren't expected to drive. Yeah.
What did you say?
You got a face off me then as well.
Oh my god!
Right, it's mad, it's an M5, isn't it? Just launch it. I didn't even love it. That's mad. That was like 12 seconds to 60. You're right, Ollie. He's having some deep breaths. He's actually lost himself.
Clio.
Clio! Oh, that's the line.
Go for it.
Oh, babe.
So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It has been an amazing video for me to make. I've really enjoyed it, and the car is absolutely rapid now. I genuinely cannot wait to see what people start doing with these cars. Make sure you are subscribed because this is literally the start for this build. We're nowhere near where we want to be, so make sure you are subscribed and follow the journey, and we'll catch you guys next Sunday at 4 p.m.